Good morning. I've gotten a number of messages asking about the graphics in my short film, ObjectPermanence. They're made using this modified PlayStation 1, which is processed through my modified video gear, and then finally a video capture card on my computer to record the digital video files. The modifications were performed by extending the existing circuit in the PlayStation to a set of external controls to create new connections which cause intentional graphical corruption, glitches, and the shredding of polygons which fascinated me growing up. When a glitch would occur, it was like this magic happening, like entering some forbidden zone, a place where I was never intended to be, and when they would happen, I would try and play as long as possible with the glitches still occurring until it eventually crashed or I actually wanted to play it functionally again. So when I completed building this, and could access those kind of spaces on demand, it was as if I was reliving those experiences for a moment, and it was honestly quite special. I hadn't anticipated such a nostalgic, emotional reaction from it. So the way this works is, there's a matrix of 3.5mm mono jacks, and these 20 jacks give you like 190 possible connections, and when you make more than one connection simultaneously, the effects stack, so the number of potential combinations is massive. The glitches caused by the connections are different in each game, depending on how it was programmed. But because these connections are only affecting the graphics, there's no slowdown of the gameplay or crashing that I've found so far. With other consoles I've modified, like the Nintendo Entertainment System, this hasn't been the case. Below the patch bay of connections, there are additional jacks which are connected to switches and buttons, so when making connections using these instead, you have access to turn the effects on or off. I chose to use a patch bay instead of just having the connections directly wired to the switches for a few reasons. Not only is it more space efficient and cost effective, but also allows for significantly more possible combinations of glitches. Obviously switches and buttons are more convenient, but they're still challenging to use while simultaneously trying to play the game with a controller. So when building this, I also designed two external control boxes which could be connected with patch cables. First with this Atari joystick, where you could activate effects by pressing the buttons or moving the joystick in different directions. And if you move it on an angle, it would turn on two effects at the same time, and you could gently rock back and forth between them, blending the two effects. This also allowed for 2 or potentially 3 or more player experience, where some players are controlling the game themselves and the other people with the joysticks can control the glitches. The appeal for me was to have one in each hand and have a more tactile or fluid control over the activation of glitches. Even this is difficult at times, but is by far my favorite method of using the PlayStation. The second peripheral I built was this box, which contains a teensy microcontroller and a series of 4066 bilateral switches. You patch the desired connections from the PlayStation to the box, and then plug the microcontroller into the computer via USB, which recognizes it as a MIDI device and allows me to activate the connections using MIDI signals completely hands-free. This also allows for something like taking the kick and snare pattern of a song and having the glitches activated in sync with the music. So fundamentally, that's how the graphics were made, and to add a little more color, corruption, and movement, the video output of the PlayStation ran through these additional video effect units that I modified, using a similar process of extending the existing circuit to external controls, creating new connections. These are a Videonics TitleMaker 2000, a Videonics MX1 video mixer, and a Raspberry Pi running the amazing software Video Waves. A link to that project is in the description, and I'd also like to thank Lo-Fi Future for publishing some of the documentation on his PlayStation that he modified, as there was almost no available information online other than this. His work is also linked in the description. If you have any additional questions about any of this, are interested in building or purchasing modified video gear, please feel free to comment below or message me directly. Thank you to anyone who took the time to watch ObjectPermanence and this video as well. Take care from the Teddy Bear Adventure Club, and I'll see you next time. Bye.